Hello, Showdown Nation. This is the Guru, Colby Talifas, and I'm excited to tell you guys that we have just finished up all the charts for the 2013 set for you guys. We're going to start putting them out at the beginning of spring training, usually when the games start. And every week we'll just keep putting out more charts. Like always, we'll put all of our charts up by the end of the year for free for you guys on the blog, so just keep checking us out. I'm going to be spending the next couple weeks trying to write up positions and give you guys some strategy advice for each set of positions and all that. But I did want to just give you guys a quick update on the set, just so you guys know, keep you in the loop. We won't be done with the actual production of the cards until January 1st, but we are done with all the charts, so we can start to give you a little bit of some spoilers and just something to look forward to. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed this past year. I enjoyed it. My Red Sox winning. That was a big treat for me. I predicted them to go 80 and 82 last year, so a little bit negative, but it was a good year all in all. I'm going to just start by giving you guys a quick rundown of all the positions real quick, just so you guys are in the loop and know what to expect. We have first base is always deep. I think you guys can do everything you could possibly want at first base this year. You got power, you got the Chris Davis with power, you got Goldschmidt, who's like the old Bagwell card with power and speed. You got Belt, who can run. You guys can get on base, you guys can hit for power, you can run at first base. It's the good old days where you can do whatever you would like at first base, which is fantastic. Second base is solid. You have up at the top, you have your Cano, your Pedroia. You got a guy who can bat third there. You got a guy who can lead off. You get a lot of guys who can field, a couple guys who can run. Obviously not a ton of power, but pretty solid all around set of second basemen this year. Shortstop, we have Tulowitzki, which we always have. Hanley Ramirez has a great year, prorated because he had the injury issues. Reyes can run. You got a couple guys up there. We had the two guys we spoiled last year with Cabrera and Peralta. So those are great. They can field. They can get on a little bit. Nothing crazy going on at shortstop. Probably going to be a fielder and a pinger no matter what lineup you're running, but still exciting. Third base this year is probably the deepest pure traditional position here. You got the ability to, again, do pretty much whatever you want. You have a lot of good players here. A lot of guys who are going to bat in the middle of your order, which is nice. Minimal defensive impact, so you're going to be able to not really have to worry about one thing. You just be able to pick those charts that you like, which is nice. Last year, if you guys remember, catcher was so deep that we had to draft catchers to hit, which stunk because you just don't get the bang for your buck in the batter's box there. This year, we have some guys who can get on base. I don't believe we have a catcher that's over 400 points, but we got some arms. We got some guys who can get on base. We also just have cheap arms. We got slow guys. We got a couple guys who can run. If you're interested in like the old Eli Marrero type players, that is going to be possible this year. Corner outfield, it's again always tough to judge because you always need to. So you got to kind of divide the depth in half there a little bit. But you have some guys who can do some things, be in the middle of the order. Matt Holliday is Matt Holliday, so use him. If you liked him in 09, if you liked him in 10, if you like him in 11, if you like him in 12, you know exactly what to expect there. So following up that World Series run that they had, he's there. You got some guys who can get on base. You got some guys who can hit for power. All in all, this is a very solid class. We're one Chris Davis home run away from having a great class in the batter's box as a whole. Obviously, he plays first base. Center field, not quite the 2010 class or the 2011 class that had the freaks, but Mike Trout, freak. I mean, you're talking potential #1 pick there. I don't think I'm spoiling too much there. There's about 2 or 3 guys who you're probably going to be thinking about with Trout, Cabrera in there. So after that we got some guys who can get on base. Not a lot of power in center field, except for if you're willing to go with the low on base. And the one big adjustment we did this year is we changed our formula for our fives so that our fives could potentially get some of those Brant Brown type players, the Kareem Garcias with the bigger charts. We tried to help out our lower on base players. And there are some chances to hit a little bit more home runs, make those low on base players a little bit more playable. Try to give you some options in bigger leagues if you don't want to necessarily ping. So we got some guys there who can hit for power. Pretty much across the board at every position, there is somebody with low on base who can steal a home run for you at the bottom of an order. If someone tries to throw a 1 or a 0, or throw a tired pitcher against you. So I think that is one of the most exciting parts of this set is the ability to steal home runs with low on base players. That's something I always love. It's something I've always kind of advocated for. And this year we've just tweaked our formula because there was something. It was something that was in the original game that we weren't getting with the formula we were using, so we tweaked it, and that seemed to help them out, and we're happy about that. And one thing that is going to help this out is our utility class. We have 6 10s in the utility class this year, and all of them are at pretty modest points. I think the highest point total I see right now is a 410 pointer, which means you have the opportunity to pick up some utility guys for a modest price. You can play a couple positions, and then you can draft a ping player and a low on base player who play similar positions to the utility guy. And when you're playing the low control, throw the low on base guy with the high home run and try to steal home runs that way. When you're facing those 6s and 7s, throw a 9 out there. Both those players can be in the 250 point range, and that's an interesting thing. That's something I've always wanted to do, and the sets have never allowed for it. Practically speaking, unless you were looking at maybe a first base catcher combo. But this year with guys like Carpenter and all that, we have Matt Carpenter. We have the opportunity to maybe do some switches in some interesting positions, just because of their flexibility. Because you're not throwing away an extra position just to do something like that. I'm very excited to see that. I haven't really thought of all the combinations, but you guys know I'll be sitting around writing for days about this, trying to find the best way to get a Pedro Alvarez in the lineup or somebody like that while still being able to protect them and not leave you susceptible for when you're facing those guys who just want to throw a 6 at you or a 5 control pitcher. So very, very excited about that. And I think the utility class makes that possible, and also the adjustment we made on the formula to get the home run number just a little bit bigger for our low on-base guys. DH class, as always, we have 10 of them. Some of them are going to be really good. Others of them are just going to be cheap pinch hitters. Both of those have value when building a team. It's your best pinch hitting option. Look on there. You guys can guess who the big names are. So that's that. Starters. Starting pitching is always deep. You guys know that. If you guys are playing, unless you're playing in a league of 12 guys, which very few of you are, maybe one of you will get a double-digit league up there. But until you do, you're going to have all the options you want at pitcher. Everyone's going to be able to get 6s if they have the points for it. Everyone's going to be saving the last 2 or 3 picks of their draft for starters 2 and 3. So that is going to be what it's going to be. Relievers are going to be, you got Koji, who had a record year and thus has a card that plays that. We have our third of an inning pitch guys still. A lot more cheap relievers, which I like. Usually those guys were the guys who were very competitive in drafts. Very odd to see people drafting, a 10 and 20 point reliever in the 4th and 5th round to try to save points. But I think that's going to not necessarily be the case. I think because there's so many, they're going to slide back. You're going to get to just draft, line up in points and interesting options. And again, hopefully a trick, if that's what you want to do, where you can switch between some different things. I'm really excited about that option. I'm excited about this set. I think it's going to be fantastic. We're going to have it ready to go January 1st, which we've been working so hard for. The graphics look great. Matt's worked on those all year. Very excited. We're going to be trying to put together a 150 card, our first official 150 card strategy set for you guys, for the strategy cards. We're just wiping the slate. We got rid of everything the Wizards of the Coast did with theirs, and we brought back some of the things we thought were good. Tried to get rid of some of the card gaminess of that, and tried to bring about some things that make it very good. That make it what you guys want, which is replicate baseball and also put your own flair and twist to the game. So we're looking at doing that. We love suggestions. We love comments. Put them down there. Remember, you can always email me at redsoxman2011@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at MLB Showdown Guru. Leave comments. Do all that. Point your friends here. We're gonna be getting it going probably February, probably more like March. So you don't need to check it every single day until about March. That's when we're gonna be putting our information up. I'm gonna try to write again and get that consistency so we can get 5 days of good content for you guys. We love to have content for you. We love to have good stuff. Love to have stories. Get the message boards going again. We're very excited, very, very excited. Hope you guys continue to follow us, and remember, guys, to play for the card.